Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about who is that could be in the teaser for The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Lives, Episode 5. So yesterday I posted my Episode 5 teaser breakdown, and guys, you blew this video up. It's one of the most successful videos I've ever had on my channel, and I want to say thank you. Really, thank you guys so much. And we're going to be talking about one of the scenes in this breakdown and who we think this person could be. So in our trailer, in our teaser, Rick and Michonne apparently on their way home find this cabin and they decide to take up the night there. And while they are in this cabin, we get a shot of someone that appears to be sneaking up on the cabin. And we're going to talk about who we think that could be. Now, this person is alone. They seem to be fairly tall, medium build. They're wearing a long black coat, kind of looks like a trench coat or a duster type coat, and I think they're wearing a hood. It's kind of hard to tell in the image, but I think they do have a hood. And anyway, in the comments on the video, a lot of you seem to think that this is Morgan. And a lot of you think that, and that's a pretty sound theory, because Gimple did say that a character from The Walking Dead would make an appearance in this episode, in this series. But I'm not sure that it's Morgan. I would love for it to be Morgan. I love Morgan. I have my own theory how I think Morgan's going to come back in this series, and I'll leave that link in case you haven't seen that video. I made a video a while back, kind of before the channel really started gaining traction, about how I thought Morgan would appear, and they're giving us tons of reasons to think it's Morgan. They've referenced him in 3 episodes now. I even think with Michonne using the bow staff in this last episode, that's another reference to Morgan. They keep referencing Morgan. They did it with Okafor when he gave Thorne and Rick the book, The Art of Peace, when Michonne, as Dana, said that she used her weapon of choice was a bow staff. So they keep referencing Morgan, and it makes a lot of sense, but I just don't think that's Morgan in that image. But I could be completely wrong, and you guys could be completely right. Another name that came up in the comments that makes a lot of sense is Althea. If you don't know, Althea was a Fear the Walking Dead character. If you never watched the series, I can't remember what season she came into the show, but she came in the same season that Morgan did, and she left in season 7. And I can't remember the episode, but I'm pretty sure that it was what number it was, but I'm pretty sure it was named Reclamation. She meets a CRM pilot, and they run away together. So this pilot is the only one at that time that escaped to CRM. Now, we don't know how their story plays out because we don't know where they go. Al gives the pilot information on how to get to a cabin that she knew of. I think it was her uncle's or her grandfather's or something like that. And they go to this cabin, and then Althea goes back to her because she wants to be with her. And we don't know where they go after that. So it's possible that maybe Rick and Michonne could have stumbled across Althea and Isabel. Isabel's the pilot. I don't think Rick would know the pilot. And we never saw Rick and Althea have a scene together. So that would be really interesting. But I don't think that's who this is. I also saw where in the comments where someone said that they thought this person on the ground behind Michonne could be Althea. And I have to admit that from this image, I do see where that person could look like Althea. But I think this is a male character. Now, I know Althea had really short hair, so it could be her. And it would be really neat to see them stumble across Althea and Isabel. But I don't think that's who this is. And I do think that we see Rick maybe fighting this person later in the trailer. So I don't know why Rick would be fighting Althea, but we never know. And you can be right. So I tell you, a theory that I think makes the most sense is, it's not my idea. It makes a lot of sense to me, but it came from Junior Lee in the comments. And he says he thinks that Rick probably has a tracking device in his fake hand. And I have to agree, that makes a ton of sense, because Major General Bill even said he still wasn't sure about Rick even after all this time in in episode 3. And yeah, that makes sense. They would have put a tracker in his arm because he's tried to escape 4 times. He even cut his hand off in an attempt. So to me, that makes perfect sense that there is a tracker in Rick's arm and they know that they are alive. So if Rick does have a tracker in his arm, then the CRM knows that he's alive. So they're going to send someone to investigate. And that means that this person right here is most likely the world's most annoying bowl cut, Jadis. She's even wearing a long jacket like this right here. And who knows, maybe she's wearing some type of a hood underneath it. I don't know. But it does seem to me like this is the most logical explanation, that Rick does have a tracker in his fake arm and Jadis is tracking them down. There were a lot of comments about Jadis, and someone in the comments even did say that she wore this jacket in the world beyond. That's what this picture's from. So good job. I went back trying to find that comment and I couldn't find it. But whoever made that comment, great job. You nailed it. I think you're 100% right. So I think it comes between Jadis and the fake arm, and that's who this is. And then I think probably the people that we see are ununiformed CRM soldiers. And it would make a lot of sense, like if you're going to go out in the world and you don't want people to know about the CRM, that you might have some soldiers who don't wear full gear when they're hunting, when they're trying to like track these people down. That way they would just appear like regular survivors, out in the world. Another possibility that could really be so is it could be Silas. Silas was from the world beyond. He is recruited into the CRM by Jadis, and Romeo Alpha brought this up in the comments. And, Romeo, I think you make a great argument. It could definitely be Silas, because Silas could be there helping Jadis. And wouldn't it be neat to see a fight between Rick and Silas? Well, I don't want to say neat, because if they get in a fight, Silas is definitely going to lose. And he was just such a misunderstood character. He sacrificed himself for his friends, and you kind of see where it got him. And who knows, he could be totally programmed like Rick was reprogrammed and think that he's doing the right thing. But yeah, it could be Silas. Silas could be there, and that would be interesting to see him come back into this series. I theorized early on, like before before the first episode, that we could see Silas, and that would be really neat. But yeah, so out of all the characters that we talked about, I think Jadis makes the most sense, because Morgan doesn't know where they are, and right now we don't even know where Rick and Michonne are. We know they're somewhere between New Jersey and, I'm gonna say, like maybe Colorado, maybe even, I don't know, maybe Yellowstone, because they were going to the Cascadia area. And that's out west. And I don't know that Morgan would be able to find them that quick. I do think we're going to see Morgan in the very last episode. I think we're going to see him as a post-credit scene. I think he's going to find Alexandria destroyed. I really believe that. But I think in this shot right here, I think it's probably either Jadis or Silas. Silas working with Jadis, or Jadis. Because we know that we're going to see Jadis tracking them. We know that we're going to see Jadis in the car chase with them, and I really think this is where Jadis dies. I think this is going to be the episode where we say goodbye to the bowl cut, and I think probably, I think Rick may go back to the CRM. I don't think he's going to get captured, but I think he's going to go back. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that's just what I think what I think right now. I mean, if I could have my pick for who I would want this to be, it would definitely be Morgan, because I want to see a Morgan and Rick reunion too. Those characters are so good together. They've been together since the very beginning, and I would love to see them find, Morgan actually find Rick, just like he said he was going to. But I think I've made another video about how I think that's going to happen, and I'll link that in the description. But yeah, it would be really neat to see it. I just, at this point, I don't think that's who it is, as much as we would all love to see it. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. That's really all I have for this one. If you want to see more content, you can click the box on the left, and that will take you to my The Ones Who Live playlist, or you can sub by hitting that circle in the middle, or you can hit that box on the right to take you to how I think Morgan will come back in to the Ones Who Live, or into the Ones Who Live, I should say. And I'll see you in the next video.